Hello, and welcome to another edition of Coffee Talk with immigration attorney Brian D. Lerner. In this particular episode, I'd like to talk a bit about provisional waivers. Now, I've got lots of different videos on provisional waivers, but there's a certain factor that I want to make sure that you're aware of, that you understand before you have either the provisional waiver submitted or before you try to, of course, do this yourself. Now, the provisional waiver, as you probably heard, was expanded so that the qualifying relatives now can be a lawful permanent resident spouse or parent instead of just a U.S. citizen. But the preparation and the ability to grant or deny is the same. A lot of people, unfortunately, are thinking, well, because it's been expanded, that now it's easy piece of cake to get the waiver, and it's not. The fact is that you have to show extreme hardship to the qualifying relative should you be deported, basically, or not allowed to come back for 10 years. And remember, the provisional waiver applies only to unlawful presence and the waiver, the bar of the 3 to 10 years. It doesn't apply to criminal waivers, fraud waivers, medical waivers, public charge waivers, all the other kinds of waivers. So we're talking just if you've been here illegally and you qualify for a provisional waiver. So the issue is, let's say that you have shown all the extreme hardship that you can show to your qualifying relative, and it looks really good, and you're thinking there's no way they can deny it, and sure enough it comes back denied. And I'll just give an example. Let's say that they say, well, you have shown extreme hardship to your qualifying relative, but because of your 2 DUIs or because of your several driving without a license tickets, it is in my discretion, my being the officer, discretion to deny the provisional waiver. And so what you have is a case where all of the medical documents and psychological documents and everything you need to show for the severe hardship have been shown and proven, and it still gets denied. Why? It is because there is the discretionary factor that now goes even more than before into every decision. The officers can deny a waiver solely because they believe that in their discretionary decision-making abilities that you shouldn't get it, okay? So it's not just a matter of trying to show the hardship now, it is also a matter of listing all of the factors as to why, under the discretionary decision-making abilities of the officer, it should be granted. Okay, and this is not an easy thing to show. Normally you may have crimes that don't make you inadmissible, but that's not the end of it. You can't just say, well, I committed this and that. They don't make me inadmissible under 212A of the Immigration and Nationality Act, so don't worry about it. That's not the case. The officer can certainly deny it because of that. So you're going to have to show rehabilitation, depending on whatever it was. You're going to have to show why these particular tickets and or misdemeanors and or infractions occurred. You need to show good moral character in maybe volunteering activities. You need to show that you have a lot of family here, and there's all kinds of factors that you can show as to why, under the discretionary abilities of the officer, it should be granted. You cannot rely now just on the hardship factors in which to get a provisional waiver approved. So make sure that when the provisional waiver is submitted, whether you come to my office or whether you go somewhere else, that there's an entire section arguing why the discretionary abilities of the officer should lean towards granting the petition, and that, minus the fact that you showed extreme hardship and so forth for the qualifying relative, that all these other reasons exist in which to agree to grant the provisional waiver for the beneficiary. Okay, if you like the video, click like, subscribe. We got right to the point today on this particular issue of provisional waivers, but I thought it was important to bring out. And then, feel free to give my office a call. We'll set up the initial free consultation, no matter where in the U.S. or the world you happen to be, and more on the coming videos.